We are live. We live. We live. Pop up
Pop
Live,
up on
podcast,
live.
them.
Whoa,
episode
what's up?
Pop,
36.
pop, 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 pop up on them.
That's right.
Bow.
That's right. We on 36, 36. All right. Let's see
Live.
what we got. So right now, today we live on both Instagram
We're gonna be
and
watching the
on
chat on YouTube as well.
where. So we
Shout out to the IG.
we double live. Hold on, let me try to tell. I'm trying to turn my Instagram shit down, but it won't let me.
Probably only can
Yeah,
turn
it's
it
cool.
down
It's
to a
gonna
certain
it's gonna
amount.
have a little volume, but it's cool. Just make it as low as you can and let's get it
I'm
jammed.
hearing all types of shit. Oh, okay. All right. I clearly need to move over a little bit. Hold up. Yeah, let's just get adjusted because
Let's get set. Let's get set. We Gucci.
well,
What up,
niggas ain't gonna
everybody
be
on
able to see me that
Instagram?
much on this shit. But
There you go.
all
We still
right.
got some people in here, so let's get it started.
Okay, let's get started. So we gonna first off, let's talk about I guess what you could call like our weekly coverage of the NBA finals. Y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you
Yeah,
perfect.
perfectly fine. Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's talk about the NBA finals predictions as it is right now. So obviously, if you don't know, we got the Phoenix Suns and the Bucks. It's going to be interesting. I think the NBA is finally at a point where it's not the same people in the finals over and over again or in the playoffs, which is cool.
It's different.
So how y'all feeling still? Y'all still? I believe last time we spoke, y'all was mostly saying Phoenix Suns, both y'all, right? Was
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I watched the other day the Bucks win, and I'm like, man, I kind of want the Bucks to win. So it's like this is one of the one finals that I could say like I really don't know for sure who I want to win. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So-
I could definitely say it seems like the Bucks is more on the underdog side now. It seems like Chris Paul's got a lot of people. Him and
Yeah,
I forget
man.
what's-
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
But then again,
And
not
Devin
necessarily
Devin Booker trying to get that
because
first ring.
the Bucks they got, you know what I'm saying? They got if Giannis comes back, they got Giannis. They got what's his name? The point guard, I forgot his name. Damn, I forgot.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
that's how often he shows up. That's how often he blood
them
clot
boys
shows up.
do
That's
be
why I
capping
mean,
sometimes, but
that man Drew Holiday, bro.
Drew
He popped.
Holiday. Yeah.
I had to say his name for you to remember. That man pop up when he wants to, bro.
Yeah,
He
exactly. And the
pop
other
when he
dude, I
want
forgot
to.
his name too. But them dudes fire when they play, but when they cap
Middleton.
him, they cap Middleton. Yeah.
Yeah, Middleton got the scat, but I ain't gonna lie. Chris Paul's playing out of his mind. First finals appearance. I expect Chris Paul to go nut the first game. I expect Devin Booker to go nut the first game. Not for nothing. If Antetokounmpo not playing, especially if he don't play the first two games,
Yes.
I think it's
Oh,
quiet.
Yeah.
Facts.
My predictions is with the Suns. I feel like the Suns gonna clutch this one.
Yeah.
In the end, to be honest.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but definitely. So I think there's no game tonight. Game tonight tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
this-
starts tomorrow
wait,
9.
Tomorrow Tuesday at 9.
It's tomorrow
right?
at
Yeah.
9? You sure it's not tonight?
Yep. It's
I think
tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Trust me,
Yeah,
I
from what I
double
saw,
checked.
Tuesday. Yeah.
I was actually like hyped to watch this first game. I guess I gotta wait till tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yes, tomorrow for sure. All right, so we're gonna keep up with that. I'm sure we talk either Friday or Monday again. We'll have an update on tomorrow's game. So we're right now we're rooting for the Suns, but we'll see what happens. Moving on, as far as the sports talk, there's a hockey player who was injured. No, not injured. He's dead. This nigga died.
Damn.
Yeah.
He died yesterday. I didn't get to read the entire story, but from what it's saying, it's like he was apparently playing around with fireworks, or he was in the way of some sort of fireworks. And,
I don't know, bro. I heard he was in the hot tub.
Hot tub with fireworks?
I don't know if he was in the hot tub with fireworks. I heard he was in the hot tub at his home, and some type of Moltar, some really hot, like really explosive firework went off, and you could tell because I heard the report on ESPN. You could tell they were trying to be like PG with it. You know what I'm saying? So like it sounded like it was really bad. And
But wait, when you say they were trying to be PG with it, like what would they have to be PG about? Like there's something.
that's what I'm saying. Like literally, that's all they said. They said my man was chilling in the hot tub. A firework went off while he was in the hot tub in his crib. Like I don't think he was even outside. I think he was inside.
Right.
And like I don't know what happened, but all they said was he was in a hot tub when it happened, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like they kept it real discreet and just kind of like said what happened without saying like he blew up into pieces and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or he caught fire.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, I'm just
anything.
interested on how the fireworks got involved with him being in the hot tub. Like,
Yeah, that's I'm just as interested. I didn't get a chance to read up on it as much. I literally was watching the report as I was working same time right before we started the show, and that's when I heard it.
Let me see if I could real quick because this is kind of
Yeah.
kind of interesting. I just want to see if I could pull up real quick. I don't even know how you say his name. Mattis Kivlenks, dead from fireworks accident. Medical examiner's office say he was 24 years old. Death was due to accident after a full autopsy was conducted. Medical responders had to come to his house at 10:13 p.m. He was taken to the hospital. Yeah, even on CNN here, they're not really
getting specific. They didn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From what I read and from what I heard, they're not really saying what happened. It's kind of weird.
Damn.
Yeah, something must have been weird. Because they're clearly covering something up.
Yeah, man. I don't know what happened, but all I know is he was in a hot tub when it happened.
Is that the only?
Well, they said it was an accident involving fireworks at a party. So I'm assuming someone.
Probably he was in a hot tub at a party.
And it was chest trauma. So someone must have, I assume he was probably in the hot tub with whoever. And someone must have fired the, either accidentally or intentionally fired
probably joking around.
Yeah.
Fired it towards him type
inside
shit.
the hot tub.
It's crazy because I've seen a lot of people, like even like Instagram, I'm just scrolling through Instagram yesterday. I seen a lot of people messing around with fireworks, like shooting each other with the fireworks or shooting at each other. I'm like, bro, y'all crazy, man. I don't even like playing with fireworks, much less.
Yeah, last night we were talking about that. We were shout out Sharice and Sean, who both watched the show last night. They made that very clear to me. It's not just Sean, so we can't just shout out Sean, but
shout out to the God.
But yeah, last night we were watching people just going crazy with fireworks, and we were just like, yo, like, I don't know, it ain't worth it for me. Like, I ain't trying to lose no finger, nothing to no fireworks.
And the thing is, with fireworks, it'd be one thing if you in an open field. These motherfuckers be shooting fireworks above power lines and shit. Like, they don't give like no fucks. Like, yo, y'all are buckets. Yeah, like that just can't happen, man. Y'all got to be way more careful than that.
Yeah, I'm not into the fireworks things, to be honest. But RP to him, man. Especially if he was just chilling, mind his business, and he really, he wasn't playing around with nobody, and niggas was just trying to play a joke or whatever. That's
what I'm saying, bro. He was only 24.
Actually, somebody around this way in Rivera actually died. I don't know if they died or what's the status on it, but I know, like, you know what I'm saying, it was something serious.
Right.
In the case of fireworks, so when everybody messing with fireworks, man, just be careful.
Yeah, man, be careful, man. Even today, I heard people still outside messing around with them. You know what I mean? So. Like,
oh yeah, it's gonna be all month. These niggas ain't stopping.
For sure.
They spend mad money on fireworks. They gotta get rid of them.
Yeah.
Should have got rid of them last night.
Facts. All right, so I just want to touch on his death row. I wish we had more, specific information, but it seems like for now they're at least trying to keep it under wraps. Kind of, I guess we'll see what happens.
Probably best for the privacy of the family. It's probably that bad.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So anyway, moving on, sports world, a lot of drama, a lot of weird stuff going on ESPN. We're going to talk about what's going on with the ladies of ESPN right now. We got this beef or war going on between Rachel Nichols, I believe her name is, and Maria Taylor.
Yep.
Rachel Nichols is white, Maria Taylor is black. I was reading a lot of it today. There's a lot of political shit involved, but the basis of it, or the basis of what the recent problem was, I guess they don't get along too well, and obviously ESPN is one of those networks where they're owned by Disney, so obviously they're going to be trying to be more inclusive. So I believe what Disney and ESPN were doing is they were trying to give Maria Taylor, who was the black girl, more more time, more segments. They're going to make her cover the NBA finals, which I believe is what Maria usually, it's usually what Rachel does.
Mm-hmm.
And she got upset about it. There was a conference call that someone reported and released where she basically stated, long story short, that Maria only got the job because, ESPN is trying to diversify and stuff like that. And kind of implying that she doesn't really deserve the job, that she just got it because of that. So obviously people are upset. I feel like people are more upset in like a, not really upset, but just, Rachel kind of just made herself look stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it's like.
In a sense, but I can't say that, because in that very same call that got leaked, because I made sure I listened to the call.
Right.
Before she even made the comment about the network, playing into them being more diversified, because they haven't been as diversified enough leading
Right.
up till today. She did say that she has nothing against Maria. She did say that.
Yeah, I
All
did
right,
see
but
that.
to me, that was kind of like, when someone says no offense right before they say something very offensive to you, it's like,
But I mean,
no offense, but you
but that's what I'm
ugly. You
saying.
know what I'm saying?
But
It's like,
but that's the thing though. The insult, what she said though, wasn't directed towards Maria. If she said Maria
that's true.
deserves it, but she's still such and such, then I would
Okay,
understand. But
but
she
if
said Maria
you,
deserves it, but I know that she only got. It feels like she only got
she
it
didn't say that.
because
She didn't say I didn't. From what
I'm
I
not
heard,
quoting it word for word. I'm just
yeah,
saying
I don't remember
generally
her
what she
saying
was
she
saying.
deserved it. What she did say, I have something like, I have the most respect for her, or I wish her the best, something like that. She did say. But my question to y'all is like, if you're the black girl, Maria Taylor,
Mhm.
wouldn't you kind of take this as you saying like, oh yeah, you basically just got the job because you're black. You don't deserve it. Otherwise, you would not have gotten it. And to me, that's an insult. I'm taking that as you telling me I'm not as good. First off, you saying I'm not as good as my job as you, which I don't. I've seen both of these women on ESPN I don't particularly like the white girl, not because she's white, but just because she comes off very kind of like fake and inauthentic and stuff.
Rachel.
That's
Rachel
what
Nichols.
everybody says, but I don't know. I have a
Yeah,
different viewpoint.
which I don't really fuck with. And then the Maria girl, she just comes off as like, she does kind of seem like she kind of just got the job because she's black. You know what I'm saying? She does kind of come off as that way.
Mhm.
But I don't think, I feel like at the end of the day, it was kind of stupid for the white girl, Rachel, to
Rachel.
say that on that call. You know what I mean? Especially,
Yeah, yeah. It was.
Well, the
It
crazy
was.
thing is
It
it
was.
caught it didn't catch her off guard like the
The call
computer
was leaked.
the call was
yeah. So the,
yeah
the,
yeah
the,
Call
the
was
yeah it
leaked.
call
was
was
leaked,
supposed
it
to be
was leaked.
recorded.
Yeah,
Someone in the
yeah,
room, and
exactly.
which was another controversy too, is because from what they're saying is the only people that got punished for all of this were people of color, because the girl that leaked the video and sent it to Maria Taylor, well, I'm assuming she's the one who sent it to the press. It was a black girl who works in like the video editing room or some shit like that. And the ESPN punished her, and I believe she was sent home without pay. And then she
Oh
claims that when
word.
she came back, they were giving her they basically wasn't really giving her any good jobs or anything to do.
Dang.
So yeah, it was like it
Because
wasn't. It was
and that makes sense though. Because when it comes to the sports world, even with basketball players, if there's a situation going on that could be looked at in a bigger, you know what I'm saying, in a bigger grand scheme of things, it's best to keep it between the organization and between the players. Or if it's just
that's
an issue
true,
at
and
ESPN, it's best to keep it there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. They
I
didn't want it to
understand
get
that from
all
that
out of
perspective, but
control.
it's like if major networks like ESPN or any other major brand or corporation like Nike or Adidas or whatever is going to be pushing this whole diversity thing and this inclusion thing, you can't punish the people that are trying to expose the opposite of that. You get what I'm saying? Like
That's facts.
when
Yeah.
if people, because for example, I feel like um people were upset that ESPN originally did not punish the what's her name, Rachel.
Rachel.
But it's like, what were we really punishing her for? For saying something on a conference call? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there's
she
nothing to really
can't.
punish her for, and then
Yeah,
not
it's
for
not.
nothing, not to defend her, but just to see where she's coming from in a sense where it makes sense. She's been there for years. You feel me? So
That's
for
true.
her to feel like, I don't know, for her to kind of feel like they just like easily took it away and just said and just handed it to somebody else, as opposed to not making sense to her. I can kind of see where her frustration was coming from, but yeah, like the whole situation got misconstrued once that call got leaked.
Yeah,
Facts.
you
Facts.
know.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think like I don't think it's like I don't think it's a racial issue on Rachel's part.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's more of like
Yeah, I
she
don't think she
just
racist
wasn't.
or nothing.
Yeah. She just wasn't trying to give her job away in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And like
yeah.
she was like down to save it no matter what. And
Right, but my
however it
thing is,
came off,
bro,
it came
it's
off.
like, and I get it. Like anyone, if you're working a job that you've been doing for years or whatever, you're gonna be tight if someone comes along and is getting pulled that you wasn't getting just because of
Same
whatever.
time though, she has her own show, so she shouldn't be tripping.
And that's my thing. That's what I was gonna say
Yeah.
is like
Agreed.
she has her own shit. And at this point, like white people, like, bro, we all know, even to this point, I say at least 75 or 80% of TV is white people. You know what I mean? Are y'all really gonna get this mad every time a black person is given an opportunity to maybe do your job or do it better? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And again, I don't even think it's a racial thing because
no,
I watched another video where they said that it just seems like anytime somebody at ESPN gets caught up in some bullshit and they get fired or they get like, kind of like thrown down the totem pole in terms of like job roles, Rachel Nichols will be the type to never really speak on it or like back anybody up, because when the whole situation with Paul Pierce happened, which I watched the video on YouTube, this person brought up a very valid point. When the whole thing with Paul Pierce happened, even though what Paul Pierce did was very ignorant, apparently there was a reason behind what he did. She never talked about it and backed him up as a coworker. And the same thing goes
that
for,
you can't. That I don't blame her
well,
for.
not
Because
I'm not. And that was a bad example, but I'm saying like there's
I'm not
been
about to back you up over some shit you got fired for, and my ass get fired too. Fuck that.
well, but that's what I'm saying. And then as far as like, but just all the like as far as like her trying to call out ESPN's bullshit on the racism is like is what I'm saying. Like niggas is looking at her like, yo, you should have been calling out ESPN's bullshit when niggas was like protesting and doing shit against ESPN. You should have been talking about it then. Why are you talking about it now? Because your job is now being jeopardized. You know what I'm saying?
Again, she wasn't talking about it publicly. The phone call was a phone call with A&Rs and shit of the managers and shit of ESPN.
I know that, yeah.
And she was saying, and to me, I feel like it's about race because why wouldn't you? The first thing that came out her mouth was she didn't say because you're black, but she said you got the job because ESPN has a shitty or crappy history of racial diversity or whatever, and they're trying to improve that. Which again makes you look ignorant because it's like, okay, nigga, yeah, we're trying to improve it. Is that bad? Like, like,
very true.
What?
But I'm saying she's just not a team player. She's not a team player,
and that's what that makes it look like. It makes you. And I think someone said that. I think either someone has said that. One of them niggas had said it. Like, fucking.
Yeah, that's the
Jalen
one thing I
Rose
would say
shit.
she got against her for real. Yeah,
you're not a team player, bro. Because there's only so much hours in a day of ESPN's broadcast. We got to make room and give people, especially if, like you said, we're trying to diversify, we're trying to improve our bad track record of this. What do you want us to do? We got to give these niggas shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when you look at the ESPN lineup, as far as like, oh, this is your show that you're running, there's not that much black people. Like, I guess you could say Stephen A. Smith, technically, First Take is his show, technically.
Yeah.
And other than that, Jalen Rose and the other nigga, Jalen and Jacoby, they do that. So I wouldn't say it's specifically Jalen Rose. But every other anchor is white. Like
it's white, true. And once in a while we get to see Carrie Champion.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we get to see there's a few others.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp. He on fucking Fox.
Oh yeah, he's on Fox now. Yeah, he's on Fox now.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like she made herself look real stupid by getting mad at your job for trying to diversify and like give someone else some, some FaceTime. So
she made herself look bad.
Yeah, no, definitely.
At the same time, I could understand why she felt the way.
Yeah, and again, this, not for nothing. Again, women, if whoever's watching could comment, but to me, it's like another thing that just makes it hard to grasp this whole woman supporting woman thing. You get what I'm saying? Because here, even behind the scenes, right? Because like, again, she didn't know she was being reported. She thought whatever.
And she brought that up too.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's so embarrassing.
It's funny how she brought that up. I was like, "What you doing it right
sense.
now?"
It's like a woman at your job, a black woman at that, is getting, she's getting basically a raise. She's getting promoted. She's getting time. And the first thing you decide to do is get on a conference call and complain about that shit and basically talk about, because she said some shit like, oh, don't do it on my time. Like, don't take up my screen time to do your diversity shit. It's like, yo, you corny, bro.
That's
corny. If they gave up like her NBA the jump position or something, I'd be like, okay, like she's been there too long to just give away her position at that spot on ESPN.
But again, my nigga, it's a way to
extra
do
coverage.
Things. I feel like if they sit you down, and obviously this was they were trying to deal with this behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Before it got leaked. If they sit you down and they tell you like, look, we know you've had this show for X amount of years. We really appreciate it. We're even willing to, up your pay or whatever. But we gotta we gotta give up the show. We gotta give your time with it. So be it, my nigga. Relax, or go to Fox, go somewhere else. Because there's plenty of people. Look at what's his name. They used to do the show with First Take with Skip. He wasn't fucking around with ESPN. The shit wasn't working out. He went to Fox.
True. I'm sure Fox will take her fast too. Feel me? Like
Yeah, they
somebody with
would.
that much
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. So I don't know. Just thing to think about, but
Yeah. It's a very mixed situation though.
Facts.
yeah, very mixy. We're gonna keep up with that, but very disappointing that she, as a woman, would
And I
go
like Rachel
in.
Nichols too, man. OD.
Yeah, she's a very likable person on TV for real.
Yeah, she
But
all right. Like I
this
said,
is
sometimes I think we get into a year where like we get into a time where
you
our
calling
news
everybody bullshit.
anchors got to
Yeah.
be, yeah, and people got to be more realistic because there's so much, not even just the anchors, but for example, First Take, when they do their thing, is so authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like you tell they real people just arguing about sports or talking
Yeah.
about sports.
Mhm.
But every time I see her on TV, it's just like she's just so kind of like it's like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't buy that you go home and like watch this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I feel
so,
you.
but
Caleb
And
in the
yo,
comments said,
go ahead.
no way, dude. That's not fair. It is seniority not a thing in the workplace though. That makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, and that's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
and seniority is a
should be,
thing. Yeah.
but again, there's such a thing as like adapting to like adapt or die, my nigga. Like she on the verge about being fired from ESPN of not being able to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And even if you're not gonna adapt to this situation, like we just said, you can move on to another. Go to find someone else that would give you the time of day because
That's facts.
at the end of the day, we living in a world, right? Like for example, this world that we're living in today is obviously becoming more and more adapted or more pro-gay, pro-trans, and all that. You can still be the nigga or the person that hates that shit and hates those people, but you damn sure can't just go outside
Hell no.
saying that shit and
And then
like
just
acting
saying
on
that
it,
shit, nah, bro.
right?
You got to keep
So
that to
you gotta
yourself.
adapt, bro. At least what you gonna do? You gonna adapt, or you gonna be locked up in your house because you can't function in society? Like, nah, bro. Don't lose your job because or don't make yourself look like an ass on TV because you got seniority and you think like, oh, this bitch shouldn't get the job because I've been here for X amount of. You don't live in that world no more, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
and just real quick, not to drag on the Rachel Nichols topic, but people were actually bashing her a lot because of this, because they've been waiting for her to fuck up apparently since she said that whole thing about Derrick Rose and after he had the 50-point game, which I watched that reaction that she gave, and the only reason why she brought up Derrick Rose's like sexual allegations or whatever after like she was celebrating him for about 5 minutes was because she was trying to state like how and from what it seemed like she was only trying to state what the reporters were bringing up, because apparently after Derrick Rose dropped 50 points, reporters kept bringing up like all the bullshit that happened in his past, and they're like, yo, what the fuck? But then they're kind of like glazing over like nothing happened. But the way she told it, I can kind of see why people are annoyed. And just it kind of spins back to what you said about her. It's like a lot of the things she says, it's like it's scripted but not fully thought out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the reason why people kind of look at her with a side eye, because I ain't gonna lie, the interview, she didn't really do anything wrong, but it was how she went about it. I'm like, I can see why people got annoyed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I even just saw right before we got on here. I guess she was on the air maybe not a couple hours ago or so, and she did like an on the air apology. And even when you're on the air apology comes off fake, there's a problem. You're just inauthentic as a person, because her whole apology was so like, do you really care? You know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm not a believer that in this world that you need to adapt in a way that you need to conform to everything that's going on, but you need to adapt to your situation and make it right. If ESPN's getting a little bit too liberal for you, go you can find other.
That's what Charles Barkley did. He done with the halftime show because they're getting way too. You know what I'm saying?
He's done with it on TNT.
Yeah. He's gonna be over with it after the season.
Oh yeah, I think
because he can't really speak his mind or whatever. But
and unfortunately, that's the world we live in these days, man. We live in a world where people cannot speak their mind and cannot do what they want. Speaking of which, let's move on to our next topic, which is probably the hottest, one of the hottest topiks of this week. Let's talk about Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri smokes a lot. Track. Sha'Carri blunts.
Smoking on that Sha'Carri runts right now, B.
Smoking on that Sha'Carri track. So this is like a big thing right now, and I'm
that's a fact.
The whole since this dropped a couple of days ago, I've been everyone's been dropping their opinions, including myself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been talking about how they feel about it. Before I even get into my little thing, but so let me first ask y'all this, right? Do y'all think Um, do y'all think it's right? Like, do y'all think that the Olympics made the right call here, as following the rules?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna bring up. So this like I actually so okay. Did they do the right thing as far as following the rules? If they were really gonna follow the rules and leave it and follow the rules every single, you know what I'm saying, thing, then yeah.
Right.
But I also seen this thing where they're letting, you know what I'm saying, they let a male that, you know what I'm saying, a transsexual male or
Yeah,
whatever.
we talked about it.
Yeah. And they let them, you know what I'm saying, they let them do
I
their
think they
thing.
reversed it though. I think because
They
didn't we
reversed it
say
because
yeah
I seen
he
some.
didn't have a certain level of
Not that one. It was a different one.
Testosterone.
It was a
what
different
is a
one.
different one?
Yeah, that probably, you know what I'm saying, did have the level of testosterone, but you know what I'm saying, they not biologically female. So I don't know. I don't know the rule books, but I'm saying like, did they
All
do
right,
the right
we're gonna
thing?
circle back.
Yeah.
Clay, tell us,
Good.
Clay, what you think. What you think as far as how they punishment?
As far as the punishment and following the rules, I want to say yes, they did the right thing, but the reason why I'm gonna say no is because of one other person, Michael Phelps. That's all I'm gonna have to say. And I don't know if Michael Phelps has ever smoked weed when he was in competition,
Well,
or
he
have
didn't
he?
get. He never tested. He
But
never
he,
tested.
but if he never tested, has he
But
been
here's my
tested?
thing, and that's where I'm saying where I think a lot of people is mixing up their emotions with actual shit of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, I'm not saying nobody, because I'm sure there's some people. Obviously, people have a problem with weed,
Yeah.
but I feel like the situation of her smoking is separate from her smoking during a time when she knew it was illegal for her to smoke, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think because everyone's looking at it as like, oh, they're bad doing this because everyone still has a negative stance on weed, or it's like, nah, nigga, because think about it, right? Alcohol is legal. And if she, the day of testing, blew a point 0.8 or some shit, they would have still been like, bitch, you can't be doing the Olympics like this. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, and look how, like, for example, let's say we make it okay. Sha'Carri could smoke weed and run in the Olympics still compete, right? How much, whether she wins or loses or how it goes, how much other competitors are going to say, oh, it was because she was probably high. It was because I didn't get to smoke a blunt. Or because, you get what I'm saying? How you could,
Facts.
Yeah.
just like when, what's her name? Naomi, the tennis girl, the other day, whatever the situation happened with her where she dropped out because she was saying, you know, whatever was with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Other tennis players started saying, oh, well, I want to drop out too because the attention that this is getting is messing up mine. You get what I'm saying?
True.
So it's like these are things that they gotta take into consideration, not just Sha'Carri is a cool black girl that should be allowed to smoke weed and run the Olympics. It can't work that way, dog, because there's rules for a reason. If you know, you can. There's plenty of athletes who do whatever they do,
Mm-hmm.
and they find a way to do it around it, or
Yeah.
they got to use somebody else's pee, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they
Yeah.
do.
Somebody
Yeah.
did.
I'm all for do it smart. That's all I'm saying. Do it smart.
Yeah.
That's
Like
all.
just like somebody said in the comments here, they said she knew better. Yeah, she definitely knew better. Like, but I'm not saying like, oh, let her run because it's just weed or this, that, and the other. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it's your rules, then it's your rules. But like, I do feel for her when, you know what I'm saying, if that's her coping method, which I don't agree that it should be your coping method, but if it's her coping method with the situation with her mom, like, I'm gonna give her the benefit of doubt in that aspect. But I mean, it's still rules. You feel me?
But EJ, if you're in we're not talking about you're running track and field for your fucking local high school or for your college. If you're in the Olympics and your trainer or your guy, whoever is your person, is telling you like, yo, you don't even gotta say this. We all know clearly you cannot take drugs and be in the Olympics. I'm sure she knew what day she was gonna get tested or whatever, or maybe they do it by surprise. I don't know. But
It's
she
most
knew.
likely a surprise.
Yeah, more than likely a surprise. But she knew. She knew that this was a time period where she was going to be tested or people were going to be looking at her. And where I feel like everyone needs to be looking at her for the blame, right? Stop looking at the Olympics and everybody else. At some point, on some afternoon between last week and this week, Sha'Carri left her friggin' Olympic practice, which some people literally are dying to do and be able to be part of, and she went home and smoked a blunt.
She had to, in her mind, she had to have been saying, yo, F this. You
She
know what I'm
hasn't
saying?
been saying fuck this. She hasn't
Yeah,
been
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
oh, it don't
yeah.
matter. Or
But
she hasn't been
that's
saying
what I'm saying.
it won't come up in the test.
That's why if you know what I'm saying, if the whole situation with her mom died, I can give her the benefit of doubt on that because
All
if she
right, my
left
nigga,
and
but
said, "Yo, forget this, man. Like my mom died, blah blah blah, and I
it's
can't
fine.
handle it," you know what I'm saying? I
That's
can
cool, my
understand it.
nigga.
But
If
it is
that's
the
your
rules.
coping, it
It is the
is.
rules.
If that's your coping mechanism, that's your coping mechanism. But then to me, you need to do that and you don't deserve to be an Olympic competitor, bro. Because there's plenty of people who I'm sure have had, there's Olympic competitors who have had family members die while they're in the middle of training to go into the competition.
Facts.
And somehow other people find other way to deal with these things. Make your mom proud. Make the world proud. Make all the black girls that's trying to be like you proud. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Don't go
Facts.
do exactly what all the white people, they seen you with the hair, with the nails, the tattoos. They already assuming like, oh yeah, I know what this girl does when she goes home. You get what I'm saying? And then you get kicked out the Olympics for that? Come on, dog. I can't respect that.
That was
Ain't no
pretty
respecting
bad.
that.
You feel me? And it was like a week before that happened. Everybody was there was a lot of people getting on her about her hair and her nails and all that stuff. So you're right. You don't want
And
to
what did
live
she
up to it.
do when with that week when everyone hit her with that? She went in front of cameras and she said, "Oh, let my attitude and my running do the talking. It don't matter what I look like or what my nails look like." Okay,
Damn.
and then you go get kicked out for for smoking
Jordan.
weed, bro.
Michael Jordan and his dad's death is a good example.
I see where y'all coming
Great
from.
example. Look at the great example. Look at that documentary. However, even if you know some people like me, I believe Michael Jordan's dad's death is a little sketchy how it went down, but Michael Jordan played through that shit, man. He played through it.
Yeah, no facts. But what I was going to say, though, as far as to bring it back to my point, why I bring up Michael Phelps is because when Michael Phelps won however many gold medals he won at some point, and the fact that he openly came out to being a pot smoker, you feel me? And there's nothing wrong with that because there's a time for everything.
Right.
I just feel like, I don't know, like the whole drug test thing, whether she smoked weed or not, I feel like it would have been a thing with her because just seeing the picture when she was crossing the finish line, my first instinct, I'm like, damn, this girl's fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you already know, especially when it comes to, you know, making a big standing ovation with a performance, you know, motherfuckers is immediately going to try and, you know what I'm saying, test you for shit. So she definitely should have knew better. But at the same time, though, I just feel like when it comes to the whole weed thing, I feel like she's getting more bashed about it than Michael Phelps was getting celebrated for doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just,
bro, because she was dumb enough to do it right in the middle when she's about to be the face of the fucking Olympics for black people. That's why I don't get how y'all not understanding.
Just like Rachel said, she said she should have smoked after.
Girl in the middle of the highlight of her life went home and saw a blunt and said, "This is more important." That's stupid. Even let's say Michael Phelps was smoking weed every day throughout his Olympic shit, right? At least Michael Phelps was smart enough to go get someone else's pee or do whatever. This girl didn't even care to go try to do some shit
and that's why I believe she tapped out and she probably was just like F it, bro. That's the only explanation for it. She probably was like, yo,
maybe
F this.
She was scared and she was like, bro, what if I don't live up to this to everybody? You know what I'm saying? Or some shit. But if you are that dumb, then you were like, yo, I fuck all that. Because I've been even telling some people, you know, like you had even just said, Clayon, you know, the drug thing kind of would have been a thing with her either way. Some people probably would have said she was juicing or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like if she got caught juicing, right, I would at least still have respect for her. You get what I'm saying? Because what I respect about people that juice and whether they play baseball, basketball, whatever they do, at least you're trying to do something that's gonna make you better at the thing you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Your goal. Smoking weed ain't helping nobody with no damn Olympics. That girl's probably sitting there smoking blunts with her homeboys or homegirls that she be chilling with.
You're right, but I don't respect the performance enhancing shit, honestly.
You said what?
I couldn't respect the performance enhancing shit. That's just me personally. But like, I get where you coming from.
Respect that because at least, like I said,
I see where you coming from.
You was technically cheating, but at least you was cheating with the mindset of like, I want to be the best at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at a nigga like Barry Bonds or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, let me go smoke a blunt and enjoy a 3-hour high.
I see what you're saying.
Come on, dog. That to me is like, bro, you basically forfeited. You basically said, "Oh, fuck this." Like,
yeah. I wouldn't say in a sense it could have been. I mean, we don't know her whole situation. I just feel like the whole thing just feels like it turned into obviously a disappointment because everybody wanted to see her keep striving and doing much more in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's getting to a point where like she's getting bashed, and that's why the conversation of Michael Phelps keeps coming up because it's like even though the two situations are different, like let's not bash her for smoking weed when smoking weed is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm
Yeah,
trying to say.
but again, we not bashing her for smoking weed. We bashing her for smoking weed and forfeiting her entire Olympic
No, I know, but what I'm
career.
saying is you have
That's
people
what
who are
I'm at.
literally overlooking that simple fact that her career came first and is just bashing her for smoking weed.
Yeah, that's
Period.
facts. That's
Yeah,
facts.
I
That's
ain't
That's
even
facts.
what
see
I'm
no.
saying. I'm saying as far as people bashing her for smoking weed and making weed look like it's the worst thing in the world, like Michael
Word.
Phelps and other athletes around the world don't smoke weed. Like there's not people in the NBA that smoke weed.
Yeah. And
Talking to
again,
those
you're right
people, you know
about
what I'm saying?
that. But for me, I don't think that's the major issue. I feel like they just like, because like, all right, boom, like Caleb just said, it's to me, it's an issue of slacking versus cheating, right? If I had a kid and he was in high school, whatever, taking his exams, I would rather get a call from my teacher saying, yo, your son was caught looking in the back of the book than your son was sleeping on the test. You get what I'm saying? Like, at least
You're
the
right.
nigga
You're
was
right. You're
trying
right. You're right.
when he was
You're
trying
right.
to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get a call here. We doing exams going on, and my son's in the back smoking a doobie with his homeboys. No, I'd rather you be the nigga cheating, trying to pass that damn exam
Trying
so
to
you can
pass
get
the
to
test.
college, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you
don't
saying
forfeit something.
you'd rather her get caught with the performance enhancements drugs?
Yeah, because to
than
me, it
weed.
at least would make more. It would be like, all right, it make more sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, okay, you lost all this over weed. Like, yeah, and it's the same consequence as if you had been juicing. You might as well have been fucking juicing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, it just makes more sense to me that way because ain't no way you could make it make sense of, all right, your mom died. I'm sure you're going through a lot of things, whatever. Let's play Russian roulette with my Olympic career and see if it's worth.
I can't necessarily say that because let's say she had even got caught doing something worse than weed. That still doesn't amount to juicing because let's say she has any records she set in like high school and shit, nigga. Once they found out you've been cheating for X amount of years, nigga, they erase all of your fucking records, bro. Them
Yeah,
shits
if
never
they could trace
existed.
it back that you was cheating since
Yeah,
whenever
you know what I'm
you got
saying.
them
So
shits.
like, yeah, so I don't know. I couldn't go that far because I know for a fact if motherfucker lost all they records and shit, and everything you did just gets wiped away. That's even worse.
Yeah, like I said, I guess it's more than you care about. Because to me, if I was about to be even able to compete on some Olympic level, fuck them high school Troy. I throw them in the garbage. like you talking
Olympics
about
is some serious like
the Olympics. People have literally killed themselves over not getting the chance to compete in this shit after trying in their whole entire lives.
and she threw it
And
away.
not only did this young lady get the opportunity to do this, she was all eyes was on her. She was like a star. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like she was just another regular competitor.
I'm
You know
saying
what
though,
saying?
have y'all kept up to like? Do y'all know if because I seen something with she's only getting banned for 30 days and that she'd be able to.
She's getting banned for 30
perform
days
after?
and she can get reinstated. Yeah, but she
Yeah,
still
I'm
can't
pretty sure
compete in
once
the Olympics though.
when she proves
Oh, she
that
still
she's gotta
can't
do another
compete.
drug test.
She still can't compete in the Olympics, but as far as like other opportunities, she was only banned for a month.
Bruh, yeah, nah, she just need to quit. That's crazy, bro. Well, unless maybe next Olympics, but what 4 years from now? That's crazy, bro.
4 years from now,
She threw that away, boy.
And who's to say that her legs are going to be as good in
That's
4 years
what
from
I'm
now?
saying, bro. That's
You know?
tough.
Come on, man. And the world is taking it too easy on her. Can you imagine? Just imagine in your head if back when Usain Bolt and all them Jamaicans was running, if that whole gang had got caught with weed, you know how the world would have bashed them, especially being Jamaican? Come on, bro. They taking it easy on this girl. Easy. Especially all you had to do was just stay off the weed. That's it.
Stay off the weed.
All you had to do,
man.
You know. But
stay off the Olympics, man.
The Olympics, but again, to be clear, I don't think other than the fact that she forfeited her the Olympics, I don't think ain't nothing wrong with her smoking trees, bro. And again, like Clown stated, I can guarantee you there's several other people in there, some people are just smarter, bro. Like there's some people who's like I said, they're gonna either find somebody's pee or they're gonna,
That's what I'm sticking to, bro. She didn't give a fuck, bro. She didn't care, bro, because
she ain't the only person smoking weed
and I'm saying like once you in the spotlight like that, and I feel like fuck being black. Once you're a person of color and you just seem like the next big thing, I feel like they easily trying to find something to be like, yo, there's no way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like led up to the whole weed shit, because I feel like they was really trying to find some performance enhancement. Because the first thing I'm thinking when they talking about, oh, she got caught for substance use,
that's what I thought.
I'm thinking, oh, she was juicing? Like, what the fuck? And then it comes to find out it was just weed. So,
yeah.
man.
We'll see what
But
happens with that.
we're
Facts.
definitely gonna see it. We're gonna keep up with that, see what happens. Moving on, let's get into some. We don't really got no real news tonight, but we're gonna get into some of this entertainment news real quick. Shout out everybody in the chat. Shout out
Facts.
Caleb.
Everybody is on Instagram. We on
Everybody on
YouTube as
Instagram and all
well.
that.
Whoever's on
Word.
YouTube.
Shout out everybody on
we
the gram,
Instagram.
man.
So let's talk about this. I don't know if y'all know much about or what's going on with this Kodak Black Jack Boy situation. I think
Black
we had
Jack.
talked about it briefly in the chat. So if anybody, people who don't know, Kodak and Jack Boy used to be. I mean, I guess you could say they used to be really good friends or homeboys. They used to be like brothers. They both in Sniper Gang. I'm not even sure how stable the whole Sniper Gang thing is anymore, but what fans of both Kodak and Jack Boy have noticed is that since Kodak got out of prison recently, which I believe was like right around the time when Trump got out of office, was like January or so, him and Jack Boy have not made any appearances together. They haven't. All these pictures are old pictures. Like they haven't done like even a Instagram live together. They ain't, and these are two that were constantly talking about each other and their music and whatnot. So so it's definitely raising some red flags. For a while, people were asking people in their camp what's going on, and they basically stated that there's no problem. But recently, over the past week, seems like they started to get kind of went public with some of these issues. Kodak Black did a Instagram live where he basically talked about how he felt disrespected by Jack Boy because Jack Boy allegedly promised him $1 million once he got out of prison, and that was not. Apparently, Jack Boy went ghost after once he did get out of prison.
Damn.
And a list of other things, basically disloyalty. To me, this is like stupid. This is just dumb. Like, because I feel like this is something that we see oftentimes specifically in rap.
Yeah.
The person who was like, the bigger main dude, for whatever reason, steps out the spotlight for a little. The other dude gets in the spotlight, and I don't know like we saw this happen with 50 Cent in the game.
Facts.
You probably name like 10,000 other rappers that you didn't see this happen with. So I don't know. So what y'all think? Do y'all think this is, like a rapper thing, or do y'all think it's deeper than that? Y'all think it's actually something to do maybe some gang activity type shit?
I don't think it's no gang activity. I think it's just all money right now. Because apparently, like you said, I didn't know that it was Jack Boy had promised Kodak $1 million for when he got out of prison.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And apparently, I seen that it was like Kodak saying Jack Boy owed him all that bread, and apparently Kodak was taking bread before when he had got signed, and all this stuff. Right. And Kodak had posted something saying that, like before he was just laid back letting everybody eat, and kind of being dumb with it, not getting paid off of his craft and things of that sort. And he's like, now I need my bread. You know what I mean? So it's a tough situation because it does make sense for Kodak to get his money, but like I don't know, like y'all Sniper Gang, y'all boys from I don't know how long they've been boys, from a long time. You feel me? Probably like young years. You know what I mean? They need to get through that without putting everything on Instagram and making it bigger than it is. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But $1 million is a lot of money. You feel me?
My nigga. And again, if that's if you really promised, and again, like it's in my opinion, if you promised that to me or whatever, and you couldn't bring that to fruition, that's fine. But don't go ghost on me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you went ghost, that's some dirt. Like, he probably should have definitely been, you know what I'm saying about that. Like, I don't believe I should pay you that, or even, got it. Like, you know what I'm saying, I don't got it or whatever. But what Kodak did was messed up. He had apparently had got paid $100K from fucking Jack Boy. And Kodak had threw all the bread in the ocean. Like, he just like wasted all that money in the ocean.
Seen that. Yeah,
there was memes going crazy about that.
Yeah, but in the past, he's been trying to make up for it. He's been doing like all this, which I'm pretty sure is PR people were making him do. But I seen that he like threw something in the ocean. He flushed some down the toilet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro,
Yeah, then he
I guess
had
if you
other
got
niggas
it.
flushing money down the toilet too. It was becoming a fucking rich boy
So that's
trend
what
See
I'm
what
on
saying.
Caleb's
Instagram.
saying. No, it's not dumb, guys. It's relevant, not just amongst artists, but family and friends. EJ, the way you explained it, it makes sense for Kodak to get his money. But if it wasn't a blatant deal, yeah, that he's wrong. And that's all I'm saying. If this wasn't something that we had on paper that was written saying by the time I get out of prison, Jack Boy is supposed to have X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm not gonna hold that against you as my man. So you know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
don't have it, I don't care what you was doing. Because the way I look at it, like you know, people notice like once that last period of time when Kodak got locked up, Jack Boy started like running with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he started
yeah.
really picking up the pace. And if you doing that and you doing your thing, you just keep what you know what I'm saying. You deserve what you get. It's yours.
Yeah.
And I feel like you know, yeah, it's true that like on some family level, like you said, it's y'all sniper gang. Y'all obviously went back long before y'all was even famous or whatever like that. So why is this a problem? But it seems like there's something else there, man. Like I don't know
It gotta be
because
something else. Apparently, Kodak said like low key, Jack Boy was kind of like jealous. You know what I'm saying, in a way, and then Jack Boy saying he wasn't jealous. You know what I mean? So
but jealous of what, like like.
just jealous of like the fame that Kodak was having, and Jack
But
Boy
I
was
feel
in the
like, bro,
background.
Kodak,
You know what
like
I
for
mean?
the most part, he would have Jack Boy right beside. You know, usually, you know what I'm saying? Like he was trying to because the only main reason why people even fuck with Jack Boy is because you know Kodak basically put him the spotlight on him, especially before he got locked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just weird that they would be like that. But I don't think you know what I mean. My problem is the going ghost. If Jack Boy really went ghost on him because he claims the nigga moved and everything, like you know, once he got
Sheesh.
out, the nigga moved and like
Yeah, nah. If he did that, that's OD. Like
that's OD. You
he
know what I'm
just went.
saying?
People's
You
like
can't.
saying he just went ghost. Like he got out of
Yeah, that's what.
prison, didn't even pull up on him. Nothing. Yeah, that's cap. Like you could at least pull up on. That's OD. Yeah, going ghost
Yeah,
on you
that's what Kodak
like
was
your day
saying.
one, like you sniper gang. Soon as he got out, he should have been right there. And
Yeah,
if that's definitely an issue that Kodak got, that is something real because you know what I mean. Like being in prison, I ain't never been in prison, but like you know what I'm saying, from people that I speak to and things like that, like some people if they don't even get a letter from their day ones, like it's like damn, they get out like damn, bro, you like what's up, you feel me? But
right.
and so I can understand that if that's a driving factor of his reason why, you know what I'm saying, he has this anger towards Jack Boy.
And that's what I was wondering too. Like, I wonder what the communication was like when he was actually locked up, because like you know, if you're in prison, you doing time, like real time. You got to be able to know when certain people ain't fucking with you no more. You know what I mean? Because if
Facts,
you got
facts.
people that's day ones and they ain't talking to you at all, you know what I mean? You probably okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he must have. I wonder why he would have been that surprised when he got out and was like, "Oh, the nigga," you know what I'm saying? He
That
went
makes
ghost.
sense too. I'm looking at Caleb in the chat. He said dudes do run off the money with the money if they feel like you don't need it. So yeah, that's definitely possible. That's he probably like, yo, this $1 million, he gets all this bread and now he's bugging me for a meal. Like, yo, forget that. I'm not even gonna holler at
But
him. Not gonna
then,
talk to
is
him.
that not a conversation we can have? You can't say
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
about to
nigga like,
say that's a conversation they could have had in
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
Or
be like,
yeah.
bro, I know I said XYZ when you went in, but now how I'm looking at it is like, I don't really feel like I should be obligated to just give you a M when you
Exactly.
already make this amount of money off of my records anyway. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, have that conversation. Don't make that be something that's going, you know,
yeah,
have y'all be torn apart as boys. Cause like I said, these niggas, as far as I'm concerned, they was really homeboys, like they brothers, like long
Facts.
before they even, you know what I mean, like got famous or whatever. So I don't know, man. We definitely gotta see what's up with that because um but again, it's something that happens all the time. I feel like this shit is something that happens with rappers all the time, and usually it don't seem like it gets that repaired. But you know, it always seems like the nigga that was like the sensei, the nigga that was the Padawan or whatever, they always end up just having beef because one nigga don't like the success. And I wouldn't even say that Jack Boy, which is why I don't believe that Kodak is like hating on him, because I don't think Jack Boy's success is that great for to overlook Kodak's, or you know what I'm saying, like for him to be like, okay,
I was gonna ask like, cause Jack Boy, I almost got confused with like Travis Scott's group. He don't got nothing to do with that
No, no,
either.
no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no, Jack
Cause I'm
Boy,
like, their names is too fucking similar. That shit was
no,
confusing the
yeah,
shit out of
Jack
me.
Boy, he's like
They both
he's
from South Florida. They
really,
both from you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
Broward.
Yeah, I know you from South Florida and shit. I know Jack Boy the individual, but I just thought about it like, was he ever involved in that
yeah.
shit?
So, but yeah, that's crazy. So definitely gonna keep up with that, look into it, and see what's going
Facts.
on.
Hopefully they patch it up. Like That's some crazy shit. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? I feel like that's a little different than a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like 50 Cent and Game, they met kind of later, you know what I'm saying, in their years. You know what I mean?
Right. So
And
in that
and
sense, it's kind of
and
different
a
too.
lot of
Yeah,
other, but
because
these two's like, you know what I'm saying? They like family, like they said. So hopefully that's something that gets patched up because you don't
Oh
want to
yeah, it'll get
lose
patched
something
up
like
like
that.
Birdman and Lil Wayne. You already know.
yeah, like
Facts,
fake past stuff. Yeah.
facts.
Yeah, that's another great example of how that shit went south.
Clay, you dropped out the
Yeah, he dropped out the
Instagram live.
Instagram joint, but
What the
maybe your
fuck?
phone died.
Oh, it's 'cause my dad was calling me. God damn it.
Moving it forward, we gonna talk about
Pop, stop calling me.
another beef that I say is going on is this I heard about this recently. This Lil Uzi versus St. John.
Oh yeah, I heard
Um,
about that.
Throw me back in the IG chat. I sent you a request.
oh my fault. So apparently Lil Uzi, my fault. Apparently Lil Uzi, I don't know when this actual situation took place, but I guess he ran up on St. John in LA. He was chilling with Lil Uzi's ex-girlfriend, which is who the
I
situation
heard
was
about
over.
this. Yep.
And Lil Uzi tried to swing on him and his gun fell out or something like that. And
This is hilarious to me, bro.
bro.
I'm just having visuals of Lil Uzi doing that, walking up with his purse and shit,
putting his purse down.
swinging his hips.
But then the story started getting twisted up because then I'm hearing like after he ran up on St. John and swung at him, then somehow he managed to put his hands on his ex-girl. And I'm like, nigga, how?
He slapped
Yeah, I
up his
kind of
ex-girl.
saw some shit like that too. I mean, what you mean now?
Yeah.
Don't seem that impossible. If she
No,
could,
I'm just saying like I don't know, just the way the story came up, it was just like it didn't make sense. That's why I'm saying how, like, because it's just like they're saying he ran up on St. John, swung on him, and flashed the gun, and then ran. Then they saying he swung at him, the gun fell out, and then he ran.
from when I saw the
They're
gun
saying,
fell out, they said like the gun like it dropped out his pocket or some shit off.
Well, he swung and the gun fell out his pocket.
Yeah, like he was trying to swing on him and the shit flew out.
Yeah, and then the last story I heard was he originally ran up on his ex-girl, and then I guess St. John was defending her, and then that's why he got up in there.
Yeah, which is what I think that's what it was. Like I feel like he probably saw them out in public or heard they was out, and he was trying to run up and like talk to her, and St. John probably like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And that's when he directed his attention to St. John, and probably was like, you know.
My thing is, why he swinging his ex? Like, don't he got my young
boom?
man?
That's what the fuck I'm thinking. Like, that's what
they don't got no baby together, do they?
Who is ex? Him and his ex?
No.
Yeah,
They ain't got nothing.
That's the confusing part of the story for me, because it's like, bro, ain't you sweating the JT or which again, this is why I feel like some of these relationships be like publicity relationships and not real, because it's like if you so caught up on this JT girl, why the hell would you care about what Brittany Bird is doing, hanging out with St. John or whoever she hanging out with, like.
Word.
Especially to the point you would run up and swing and like, you know what I'm saying?
And drop your gun. It's just like
the only way that
funny
situation,
to me,
yeah, and the only way that situation makes sense is if St. John was like his man's and like he had a baby with homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I know him and St. John was cool because they had like a couple songs together and they have pictures and stuff. They hung out.
I didn't know they was actually cool, so I guess that makes a little more sense now.
So maybe he felt betrayed in that way, but it's like, nigga, you Lil Uzi, you got money and you famous in both of them.
You could have waited till handle that shit in private or something.
Yeah, like, and worry about your shit, nigga. You supposed to be talking about you with this JT girl. Why you worried about Brittany Bird? Like, and niggas, nobody gives a fuck about Brittany Bird. Like, as far as beyond her extension to whatever to Lil Uzi, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So
I think she had made a report that he did hit her and things. like that.
A couple while, because they've been that problem. But
shout out to GM, my son GM just joined the chat and shit.
Facts. Uzi tripping for sure, and that's what I'm saying. They a lot of these rappers too. They need to stop beefing over these girls. Like, beefing over like, y'all niggas got too much money for this.
Bird.
No, seriously though, her last name Bird.
And
this Brittany Bird is just the same light skinned chick, right? That he was dating or whatever.
Yeah, back when he's with the pink hair and shit. Right?
Yeah, that bitch is weird, bro.
Yeah, bro. But them niggas like that, they love them type of bitches. Like,
so did he? And act like they don't know 2 + 2 ass bitches. I already know.
So yeah, that's another situation we're gonna keep up with as usual, but we're gonna keep it moving. Next topic of conversation we're gonna talk about is Kevin Gates. We're gonna get Kevin Gates recently. This I don't know too much about. I just kind of saw the headlines. I didn't watch the interview. I believe it was a video interview.
I actually watched
but Kevin Gates claimed at a young age he was molested. I don't think he got into specifics about if it was a man or a woman or whom it was specifically
It
that
was
did
a
it,
man.
but
It was an older man.
okay. Claims he was molested. How do y'all feel about this? Y'all think this is true? Y'all think he's just gassing this for the publicity, or
It's
what?
it's it's tough because he does. I think he do got some music coming out. So, but I still ain't gonna say that he said because like to be like a nigga like Kevin Gates, like you know what I'm saying. You see what he gives off.
Yeah.
Jay, you froze on Instagram, by the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm about to get back on there.
All right. You know what I'm saying, to see the persona he gives off and to like admit something like that, which he did say while he was on the episode. He's like, "Yo, this is my first like podcast. This is me first ever even talking about this." Maybe he reached that time in life where he's like, "Yo, I can talk about it now." But so it's tough. So I don't think it was a publicity stunt. It could still be. I always have that in my head where it's slight chance where okay they can just be saying this just to get some views on them for records. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Like he said he got molested by an older dude in his neighborhood, and he was always getting bullied by this older dude in his neighborhood, and apparently it was like an old man type shit. So that's rough, bro.
And that's crazy as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not true, but if it is, it explains. 'Cause I heard from people say, he gets very defensive and stuff when people touch him, or I mean, I remember
he
kicked
did
one
kick
That
the
makes
girl in the
sense.
face, bro.
Yeah, that
That
makes
does make sense, bro.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say that. Y'all beat me to it. I was just gonna say
He
that
kicked the
that
girl.
makes sense because he's always had an issue with people touching him. So that makes sense.
Bro,
Yeah,
no cap. That
yeah.
gives me like that makes me have like so much respect for Kevin Gates. Like,
And
just,
I was
you know,
gonna
feel
say
me?
that too, yeah. Cause that
Like,
takes
Yeah, a
a
lot of
lot of
people are
guts to
saying
admit
that.
something
Yeah,
like that, especially as men,
facts.
like in America, my nigga, black men
yeah,
in America, like that takes a lot of
Who
balls to
gives up
admit
and
that,
who's in
bro.
the who raps in the hip hop industry and makes gangster type rap?
gangster
Like,
type. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
yeah,
was gonna
yeah.
say, I feel like there's a lot of dudes who probably been through that. Yeah, yeah. No street dude. That's what I'm about to say. Like most niggas, especially if they're a street nigga and they went through that, they're not even gonna admit it or talk about that, especially not on camera and shit. You
That's
know
a
what I'm saying?
fact.
So definitely, I don't think I don't think you bullshitting, but it definitely explains a lot we get into. So just want to take and so do y'all think that this is something that should be normalized? Or do you think this is something that would hurt rappers if a lot of rappers were to come out and admit, traumas that they've been through physically and stuff like that?
Me personally, I think I don't want to say it should be normalized as far as coming out and being open about traumas in your life. But as far as like just talking about specific turning points and just being honest with yourself and being honest with your emotions, I do think that more artists need to do that. I mean, you have like people from Chicago and um places like that where the pain music is, and like Baltimore where the pain music is something that they enjoy hearing. So it
Right.
is something that is on the up and up as far as like genres go, but it definitely we could use more honesty and more reflection in hip hop in terms of what men in America, specifically black men and men of color in America go through. You feel me? So I agree it could be better.
I respect it. I just don't want to. I don't want it to turn into like a fad or like a trend
Yeah.
type shit. Like
Like
I
a
don't
big
want
deal,
people
nigga, talk
because
about how
Yeah.
you get.
then you're gonna start seeing people just talking shit, like just saying it, and it may not even be like true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
They'll
don't
just be
ever
saying
really.
it just to get like views or things of that sort. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So
bro, like one thing about vibes, bro, like even on music, my nigga, if somebody say some shit, you gonna know if that shit is true or not,
facts.
just from how it feel when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? And from what is said before and after. So motherfuckers can say what they want, but real ones gonna know when it's real. You know what I'm saying? But I see where you're
Facts,
coming
Yeah.
facts.
from with. But you know what I'm saying? We kind of already see that, especially now, like especially nowadays, like things change with the seasons. As we get back into fall and winter, we're gonna see a lot more of that type of music coming out. Maybe not being as honest as we're talking about now, but it we know what's real. Real niggas know what's real.
Facts, facts. And for him to say it, I just know he has some kind of music coming out. Even I'm not saying he's lying about it, but I think he got some kind of music coming out, and it probably will. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm probably gonna check if he got music coming out, and
Yes,
probably will download the music to see if he's talking about it in some of his records. Because I know if
Yeah.
he is, Kevin Gates gonna bring that fire with it. So
yeah.
we'll see what's up, though,
Facts, yeah,
man.
man. And like Caleb said, it's hard. these days, if you're a street dude, you expect it to be that way, like you said, since you were a kid, which is crazy because I feel like a lot of street niggas, especially in the rap game right now, they just jumped on this wave within the past like 10 years. I don't think a lot of them was like born and raised like in the streets type shit. Um, so yeah, admitting this kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure it can be easy. So shout out to this nigga for telling the truth about him, you know, in an interview, especially, and saying it because he could have just dropped the lyric or say it in the song, but that would have made it more gimmicky or come off as, you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't real.
Yeah.
So shout out to him for sure. Moving on real quick though.
Before we jump to the next one, Clay, what's the status on your session? Because I know you got to jump out soon.
Yeah, I gotta. I mean, I got 10 minutes for real. I'm only 5 minutes from the studio.
Yeah, we could do 10. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about it. This is actually the last topic. Good enough. So, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby is out. He's a free man, I believe.
Free man.
After I think what he served. What was it?
Not even that long.
Couple years.
Couple years.
It was like
couple years. I think it was 2 years.
People are going crazy. Some people are happy. Some people are excited. They think this
niggas is calling him Uncle Bill.
Some people is calling him Uncle Bill. Let me tell you something, bro. Like, this is the way I feel about it, right?
He geeking.
And to me, it's the same. We're clearly living in a time right now where, as Black people, as a Black culture, we're trying to hold on to people that, you know, we want as heroes, that we want as icons for us, which I get. Just like, you know, Sha'Carri. We don't want there to be bad in these people that we want. But some people is just wrong, bro. Like, I don't know how else to put it. And it's clearly been proven that Bill Cosby did this stuff to an extent, right? Like, come on. I
didn't really double check, but I seen it. What he admitted to roofing females, right? Not raping them.
Yeah, and I think he kind of beat around the bush with it, whatever. But there was well over 100 something. All these women can't be lying, dog. Maybe 50 of them is lying, but 100 something women is not lying.
Yeah, and that's what they were saying. They were saying that because his story stayed consistent and the women's stories kept changing, that was the reason why.
Right. And you know, rape and all that is something very hard because if they, especially years later, to convict someone or to even charge them,
because you can't get that rape kit from 50 years ago.
Can't get it. You can't get it. So you're basically going off of word of mouth off of whatever the victim says or.
But how y'all feel about? But how y'all feel about though? They had offered him before he even got out for this situation. I don't even think it was. They had offered him less time. Like he would have got out probably around the same time if he had admitted to raping the females. Like he was already set for the 10 years. He's like, listen, we're gonna cut the 10 years. You just have to admit that you raped them. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna admit to something I didn't do.
Smart move. That was a smart move on his lawyer's part. Smart move.
Yeah,
because
y'all think it wasn't one of them things where he's like, man, I'm really not going to admit to something that I didn't do, or was he just playing chess with it?
Not at all. I feel like that was completely a situation where his lawyers were like, look, the jury's going to find you, you're going to go to do some time, right? Keep your dignity and say you did not do this, and keep the people that are on your side that believe you didn't, and while you're sitting in jail, garner that sympathy, and then we see he ended up getting out. Whereas if he had just admitted, yeah, I raped like 100-something women,
he would have been slayed.
He'd have been stuck.
He would have been slayed, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would have been slayed. So that was the smartest thing. That was a smart move because as long as, especially in his position, he already kind of had the, you know, people were sympathizing him because he was old, because of his eye, because of his history, whatever reason. He had sympathy, and his lawyers were clearly like, "Look, we're gonna play on that sympathy. Fuck the whatever else evidence or lack of evidence. We're playing on the sympathy." And now he's a free man. Which honestly, they said it's because of something that went wrong during the original trial.
Yeah, right? Something with the trial. It was something with the lawyer that they had made a deal. Not a lawyer, but I forgot who. But somebody that's a part of the trial that they made a deal with before the trial even started, and that deal was like kind of broken within the trial, and they were able to play off that and able to get him out. So he didn't get out because he's not guilty.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like the sentence wasn't overturned because he was found innocent or
anything.
And I think they still.
The facts weren't adding up.
I think they still checking. They're still debating on if they're gonna do another trial. The woman admitted to taking drugs and alcohol, but didn't agree to the sex. Yeah, that's what I gotta figure. Like, I don't know. So when okay, so he did have sex
It
with
was
the
a
female.
mixture. Some women admitted, like, yeah, I voluntarily took drugs with him, but I did not know. I didn't agree to it leading to sex. Some
Got
women,
you.
because even his doctor admitted that he was going to his doctor and getting prescriptions for roofies, and the doctor was giving him roofie prescriptions to. He clearly wasn't roofieing himself. People don't fucking roofie themselves. So
Yeah.
And the law says no one can consent to sex while under the influence.
it's boom, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So,
That's a tough one, man. Yeah, so you're right. I mean, if he was out there
but then
roofing,
what if
females.
what if you consented before, right? Like, right. Say you met up with a girl, and however it ends up, y'all both end up full up with drugs. You end up having sex with her, right? If you can show text messages proving she anticipated having sex with you, couldn't you be off the hook technically?
That's a slippery slope.
Because
I feel like you can, but then I feel like it depends on the judge, because the judge could be like, motherfucker, well, opinions can change. You know what I'm saying? So it's
true,
like,
but I'm like,
I
yo,
don't know, bro. Like,
Yeah, I do.
that's a
Okay,
slippery slope.
so he put, how can you prove that they didn't consent? He admitted to taking them too, and that's what I had said that to somebody. I said, like, I feel like this situation. I don't think he was drugging these women to rape them. You know what I mean? Like, I know y'all seen maybe
Some of
like
them I think
college type campuses type shit where, you know what I'm saying, niggas would have like I'm going off like a bottle of Henny and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I know this gonna get you lit, and she's like, okay, and she drinks and he drinks, and you know what I'm saying, that's probably was his way of having a good time in a way. I don't think he was drugging them to be like sneaky and like raping their ass with they saying no get off, you know what I'm saying. That's where it gets kind of like weird and iffy. I don't know.
Well, that's that. Yeah, that's where like the level of intent, or what you consider intent, comes in. Because like I feel like maybe he wasn't so much like intentionally drugging them to rape them, but I feel like he knew, when I drug them, they'll be more likely to do what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
and that's
facts,
wrong. You can't drug people with the
Yeah.
intent of them doing, you know what I'm saying, doing.
And not that I'm saying that's right. That's still wrong either way. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's still wrong, but like, I don't know. Like, should he do the 10 years for it? That's what we're getting at. I don't know. You feel
I
me?
feel like if it was such a bad fucking idea, and if it was such a bad thing of this nigga roofing these bitches, and they felt so horrible about it, should have said something 50 blood clot years ago. That's how I
Can't
feel.
always say that, bro. That was a time when you would imagine some random girl going against Bill Cosby back when the Cosby Show was on. That shit wouldn't.
No, you're right. You're right.
There's no
But I mean,
fucking
at this point, I'm like, if you want the man to go to jail for a long time and pay for the shit that he's done, I mean, nigga, putting the man in prison when he's old is pointless. Like, in my
No, it
opinion.
ain't. The point is, if you do the crime, you do the time. It don't matter how the fuck. So if some nigga murdered your mom or your dad or some shit, and he was 80, you say, "Oh, don't send that nigga to jail because he did it when he was 30." No, I'd be like, send his ass to jail and let him rot there. He could die there. Well,
I ain't saying that. I'm saying, I mean, you could euthanize that nigga for all I know, for all I care. But
if you live in a place where if you doing murder, the punishment is you doing X amount of years. I don't care how old you was or how when they catch you. They can catch you when you fucking 80. Do the time, bro, because you shouldn't have. Because to me, you made up, right? You didn't get caught for when you was doing it, and you was free. So you got.
Yeah, I don't know though.
But he said
I'm pretty sure he thinking. I'm pretty sure
women?
at some point in Bill Cosby's mind, he thought, well, I'd rather go sit in jail now than, you know what I'm saying, back when I was lit and I was able to be out and have my show when I was doing. That would have been a real bad look at that time. That would have probably fucked them up financially. They done time back then. You know what I'm saying?
He said they said this happened to 100 women. And that's the shit.
Go ahead.
They said that happened to 100 women, like hundreds of women.
Yeah, originally, like as far as that came
say.
out, it was 100 something. But by the time it got to like the actual, court and what he got charged, the number kept like going down.
30 something.
Because they can't prove. Anybody can say, "Oh, Bill Cosby raped me." You know.
I don't know. That's a lot of women for one woman not to come out back like 30, 40 years ago, or even 5 years after the situation.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of some of them did, bro. Some of them attempted to come out and think, but nobody gave a fuck. Nobody wanted to hear it. You cannot. You go try to prosecute Cardi B right now for raping you. Where would you go do that, EJ? Go tell someone, yeah, Cardi B raped me.
Well, you can't. That's a bad example because ain't nobody gonna ever believe that a man got raped by a woman.
I All right, well,
Nobody's gonna
okay,
believe that a
but
man
that's the
got
thing,
raped by
yeah.
a
But
woman.
same shit as
That's
a
what I'm
woman. A
saying.
random girl, your mom or whoever cannot go right now and go say fucking Rick Ross raped her. There would have to be some. You had to go, okay, nigga. You first show us proof that you was in the same. How do you even know this nigga for him to be in the same room as you to do that? Why would he do that to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's reasons if you have to think as a victim or something why you'd be like, yo, is it even worth it for me to go fucking, you know what I'm saying? To go tell somebody that this person
I
did
don't
this.
know. I feel like when motherfuckers see dollar signs, that's what they go for. Because when all them women were coming out about Bill Cosby, it seemed like it was more of a lawsuit more than them trying to actually put him to jail. It seemed like they were trying to go after his assets. You know what I'm saying? So that's why for me, it's like, why now? You wait until fucking pandemic, and not to say it happened during the pandemic, but you wait till we in hard times now to be like, oh, perfect time, I'm about to go collect my ends. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have
Listen,
said
bro,
something
this is my
sooner. You
thing.
feel me?
I get what you're saying, you right. But if you a millionaire and you do certain things and you give me my damn money, nigga, I don't
That's
care.
facts.
If
That's facts. That's facts.
you
But then again, that
you
mindset.
raped
First of
a
all,
girl, why
they
are you
can't
going around raping women?
they
Don't do
can't
that.
they can't admit to that
Like,
mindset
Yeah, and I'm
because
not justifying what the nigga did, but my thing is, if he
yeah.
really did do it, like you should be a little bit more fucking persistent, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm
that's
saying.
facts. That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? There's women who get raped, their stories aren't heard, and they're raped by niggas who are nobodies, and it got to the point where they have to fucking go on like Dr. Phil or Oprah to tell their story and get shit done.
Right. And
Like
that's exactly why. Just
sometimes you
like we were
gotta
talking
go.
about with the Shikari thing, if you're in a certain position, you supposed to know. I definitely, because like you said, these niggas that there's nobodies that rape girls, it's like nothing. But if I'm a girl and Bill Cosby rapes me, damn right I'm getting my money. I'd be like, nigga, what is you? You know what I'm saying? For me to get raped by all people, I'm not going to get raped by a nigga with millions and billions to get nothing. Hell no. Fuck out of here, bro.
That's
That's
facts.
Yeah,
That's
and
true. That's
I'm
true.
saying that's fine, but my thing is go for your money when it happened. Then you feel
right.
me, or at least closer to when it happened. Like if they said okay, they weren't able to get a trial till 10, 20 years later, cool. But 50, my nigga, 50 years later, now niggas is trying to sue him and trying to take him to prison for this shit, and that's where I'm just like, that's where I kind of draw the line, and I feel sorry for him. Even though you saying regardless of a nigga age, you believe they should go to prison, cool. I totally get that. It's just like, why now? You feel me? Like that was my reaction when the
Because you
whole
did
thing
the
happened.
crime. Like you
But
still
I know
there's no alternate
he did the
dimension where
crime.
because he's older he didn't do it. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not
Like
saying he didn't do it. That's cool if he did it. But my thing is just like, I don't know.
so all right,
It
so let me
seemed
ask you
like a
this. So you
waste.
believe if you like say you 15, not even 15, let's say you 20, 25, and you commit a crime and no one comes forward, let's say especially a crime as serious as rape or murder, and you're not caught. If the police catch up to you when you're 85, they should be like, all right, nigga, we was too slow. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You know what I mean? Like,
I
nah,
mean,
that's what you think?
if they find who committed a murder or some type of crime
So in
like
other
that,
words, you
then
saying murder and rape is like you think rape is not shouldn't be taken as seriously as
I,
murder.
I didn't say that. Don't put
Well,
me in
I'm
that
asking you because
category. I didn't say
you just
that,
said you say, well, if it's like murder, then I can say, so why not rape? If Bill
bro.
Cosby really raped these women, whether it be 50, 80 years ago, does he not deserve some type of
But
punishment?
my thing is, it's not like Bill Cosby raped and then killed these women and then shit was found later on. And again, I'm not putting murder in the same category. I'm just saying in terms of reasons why the information would have came up later and not sooner. These women were alive and well to be more persistent to
Yes,
put
but
this nigga in prison.
again, I tell you, you can look up the information. A lot of these women, back when it happened, they attempted to get something done about it. We're talking about a man who was literally about to buy NBC. You think he doesn't have the power to be like, nah, shut them bitches up. Don't nobody know what they
the
talk
funny
about
the
no
funny
way.
thing about
You
that the
right.
funny thing about that is that I think I got to double check. Like I don't know for sure, but I think they put a cap now on time where you
Oh yeah.
have to like say, oh, this person did this, or you know what I'm saying, like where you can
Yeah.
make a report. I think there's a cap now, like because of I don't know if it's because of this situation or others, but there is a cap now. I think it's like 5 years. So
In
if
my
somebody
opinion,
does,
that should be in place just for the whole situation of doing a whole rape kit and doing the investigation the right way. So if the person actually did it, regardless of what they say, you know for a fact if they did it or not, because you got that rape kit and you're in defense
Right.
for the investigation.
Well,
You
but
know what I'm
again,
saying?
you guys have to look at the way rape is because, say, like you said, technically, and it does make sense, you should not be able to even be brought up on rape charges if there's no physical rape kit or something proving that you did this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But again, we're talking about a very sticky situation. I personally know a girl that got raped. Like she came to New York City and got raped at a party. And she got raped in the way of kind of the Bill Cosby way, where she was kind of drunk and tipsy. She didn't consent. The next morning she woke up and she realized like, oh, because she waited a day or two to go get this rape kit done, by the time she went, and mind you, she didn't wait because like, oh, she wanted to wait. Something was in the way, like the police or whatever couldn't do it right away, whatever. But she didn't get the rape kit done until about 2 days. Rape kit 2 days later proved nothing but what seemed like consensual sex. Didn't show no type of force. So because of this, her rapist completely gets away. If you was a girl, imagine how that would make you feel, bro. That just because a silly fucking rape kit doesn't prove that somebody raped you, your rapist
sounds to me like there's a flaw in the fucking rape kit. If
they only
looking for bruises if they only looking for bruises and scratches, there's only so much you're gonna fucking find. Like,
bro, I didn't say that. They wasn't just looking for bruises and scratches. They performed a regular rape kit. They just did it to, I don't know the exact whether it's 72 hours, whatever. They just did it too far from when she initially got raped for it to prove it. Because when you do a rape kit, right? If it was real rape, there's certain, tears and stuff that they can see in the vagina, but them shit is only gonna last about 72 hours. So once you do the rape kit after that, all you're gonna see is, you might see a little, semen residue or whatever, but nigga could be like, oh, that was just sex from we just have regular sex. There's nothing that proves this was a forced situation. So I just again, I ain't no girl. So again, I guess I'm not supposed, as a dude, we're not supposed to be like on the sides of women with rape or whatever, but as a girl, I would feel like nigga, so we supposed to be out here getting raped just because a kit can't prove in less than 72 hours that I got raped?
No, absolutely not. But I just feel like there's a flaw in that process. And
for sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's now that we're talking about it, it's evident that there's a flaw in the process, and they got to make it better then, if that's the case, if the window's that fucking small.
Yeah. And like you said, with this, like specifically the Bill Cosby situation, if even whether he did or did not, you know what I mean? If they really can't prove it, there's no physical evidence, it's not for us to say, oh, send him to prison, because there's no evidence. And I think for a lot of people, that's where the time thing came in, because they're like, yo, even if he did this and it was 50, 60 years ago, like Cleon said, if this is just coming out now, why make a big thing about it, But, like I said, I just feel like as someone, I've never been raped, so I don't know, but I'd assume if you were raped, it's not something you would want. You would just get over.
Yeah, you're not just gonna run and tell somebody off dump. And I totally get that, especially when a female's so emotional already. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna in the moment they're gonna think with their emotions and not with their actions. So I get that. You feel me? And that's what I'm saying. That if that's the case, they need to make the kit more fucking reliable. If it's not that fucking reliable.
Yeah, and then like you said, the question of consent, because like we were even saying, like how because a girl might give you consent at 8 o'clock, but by 8:15
she changed her damn mind.
You know what I'm saying? And you already halfway in the skin. This is like
That's why once a girl say run, fellas, run. Or if a girl once a girl says no, run, my nigga.
That's literally the only rule, bro. That's like literally that's the only way you could.
Yeah, bro.
Once if she said, if it seems like it's not a go, dub the situation, bro. Because
just dub it. Take that.
You don't want them problems, man.
You don't want them problems, bro.
Nah.
And these days, like we see here, they're taking these stories 20, 30 years from now. So you might be sitting here, you might have some shit brewing up on you that ain't even coming out yet until you make some sort of money or
you're about to buy NBC.
Until you try to buy NBC.
Or try to buy NBC, then you're the biggest rapist of the world.
And that's another one too that you brought it up. It'd be people waiting for you to get big or do something good, and then that's when they fucking want to bring up your shit.
Yeah, bro. Because like I said, what is the? I do feel like there's situations where sometimes women are like, they themselves are kind of confused on whether they gave consent or not. You get what I'm saying? Because,
let's not get too much into that.
Yeah. If we're gonna talk about it, I just want to say Bill Cosby got to be one dirty nigga to bring roofies every time he about to mess with a female, bro. Like just bring a whole bunch of roofies.
And I ain't gonna lie, he different for that.
That's some dirty nigga shit, bro. Like don't.
And that's what I'm saying. If he was really doing that, I don't know, because
he admitted to doing that, so he a dirty nigga. Like he admitted to.
He didn't admit to doing it.
No, he
every time. Well, like he didn't say I'm doing it as a hobby.
If you have to admit that shit, bro, you're dirty, bro. Like if you have to say, okay, yes, like majority of the time for me, when I got with women, I had roofies with me, and I, what I'm saying, slipped them a few roofies. That's fucking dirty, bro.
The point where he was like, look, man, I'm Bill Cosby. they're gonna have sex with you anyway. This is just gonna eliminate some of the conversation and the extra stuff that's gonna, we're just gonna cut some of that in the middle and jump right to it. That's what I feel like Bill Cosby's aim was, which is not right. Obviously, like we said, it's not good. But that is different than a straight up rape, right? You know what I'm saying? That's not like nigga comes in your window at nighttime rape.
That's what I'm
you know what I'm
saying.
saying? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's, it's all perspective and all that. But that's all we got for today. I don't know if y'all want to say anything else on that one, on the subject, whatever. That y'all no.
Don't roofie and rape people.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. Especially if you're broke and you don't have nothing, no money, I guess no one gives a fuck.
Yeah. And as much as we may feel a little sympathy for this nigga, stop calling him Uncle Bill, please.
He ain't my uncle.
He's not my uncle.
Damn sure not my uncle.
Facts.
I feel like this is just because of his
fuck all of that, boy.
Because
Nigga,
Cosby Show and all that shit. Yeah. So they're like, oh, Uncle Bill.
Uncle
Fuck out of here.
Because say this was although Denzel Washington ain't as old as him, but Denzel Washington's another older black guy that kind of has a clean image. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like if it was Denzel, people wouldn't be like, oh, Uncle Bill and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just because
I feel like they would meme Denzel to death, bro, if it was Denzel, bro.
Yeah.
They would violate this nigga. I don't even want to think about that.
Which is crazy, because that's why you would I feel like he knew that too. He's like, come on, man. Who's gonna believe that I was raping bitches? You know what I'm saying? Like people probably
then all you got to do is just see the Bill Cosby intro. And
and you like, like, nah, he ain't do this.
But like, I ain't gonna lie, he might have did that shit.
And that's the weird thing too, because it's like when you fake, like, look at him and how
you make them creepy fucking faces that's supposed to be funny, he look like he be doing this shit. I'm not gonna lie.
He's like the type of nigga that would do this.
Yeah, bro, we are not on here defending this nigga. Bro. He did that
I was
shit.
watching the Cosby Show the other day, and I was like,
bloop.
yeah, like you are making some face.
Yeah, bro. Now every time that nigga say pudding pop, I'm thinking he talking about his Johnson. Like, talking about no real pudding pop, boy.
Yeah, bro. Like when you really look at him, you like, okay, you was kind of dropping hints on us this whole time.
Yeah, bro. It's something about them niggas that was born at that time, and then who's another one that was a fucking all these fucking producers and like people who are like creators back in them times are fucking weirdos, bro. Like
fucking weird, bro. Weird. That's still not as weird as the people in Hollywood that are like touching little kids and all that shit. But
word, we ain't even gonna get into that.
Oh man, we need to do like a whole episode on how like there has to be ways that you can still make money in Hollywood without having to do no weird
little
shit.
Kid. Yeah, facts. Yeah.
I know there's people that believe otherwise. There's people that believe that, but I don't know. I'm not believing that every single person in Hollywood is on some demon, child molesting, roofing girls type shit, bro. Ain't no way. No way.
Nah.
You just gotta stay away from that kind of shit, bro.
Facts.
You gotta stay away from the bullshit.
But yeah, that was episode 36. Episode 37 is gonna be either Friday or Monday. We're just still trying to work on getting a guest that works out with the, some topics that we have. Cash App and all that is there. Shout out to Caleb, who was probably the most active in the chat. Everyone else I know was kind of just watching today, but
Instagram. Shout out to Instagram, everybody in the
shout
Instagram.
Out to I was on Instagram too. Shout out
Instagram Live.
Yeah, a lot of people pull up. Well. So mad love.
Thanks. Yeah, we're gonna keep bringing it. So y'all got anything else to say? No?
I'm Gucci, man. That was episode 36. We'll see y'all on episode 37, man.
You already know the vibes, and don't forget, make sure you stream Bring Your Body and stream Universe.
Big facts.
We out early today, so peace. Shout out everybody that stayed. Good looks.
Peace.
Love.